What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, before I get into this video, I want to thank LaRosa for telling me about this news story. The Phoenix Suns signing Frank Vogel as their next head coach. And I want to give a shout out to the sports and political channel of LB for doing a video about this hire. So I want to give him a shout out. Please subscribe to his channel, the sports and political channel of LB. So the Suns are giving Frank Vogel his fourth NBA chance. Phoenix is hiring Vogel, most recently the head coach of the Lakers, before his firing in 2022 to be their next head coach, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The Suns fired former head coach Monty Williams in May after their second-round playoff exit to the eventual Western Conference champion Denver Nuggets. Now they will turn to Vogel, who won a championship with LeBron James and the Lakers during the 2020 bubble during the COVID-19 pandemic. He only lasted 2 seasons after that and was fired after the 2021-22 season when the Lakers went 33-49 and missed the playoffs. Vogel takes over a Suns team heading into his first full season of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker paired together. Now, this is my take on this. Frank Vogel is getting his fourth coaching opportunity. I believe he coached the Boston Celtics, the Pacers, and the Lakers. So this is his fourth team, as the article states. And I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Frank Vogel is a defensive-minded coach. That's something that this team is desperately going to need. They're known for their high-octane offense, but this team desperately needs a coach that excels on the defensive end. And for the most part, unless he was on a very poor team like the Orlando Magic or a team where he was losing control of influence and decision making like the Lakers, the last year he was there. For the most part, his teams have been the top 10, oftentimes been number 1 or number 5 in defense. As a matter of fact, let me see something. Well, anyway, I was trying to look at how many times his team is number 1, but I think they've been number 1 to number 5 in defensive rating quite a few times, especially when he was with the Pacers. I'm wondering, now that Monty Williams is gone, right? I'm wondering, since he and what's his name, man? The Phoenix Suns center. Oh shit! What is his name? DeAndre Ayton. I wonder if they feel like they have any chance at salvaging a relationship with him, the Suns. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I think they're going to end up trading him. I think he's ready to be out of there. I don't think that's going to... But anyway, if they can get something, some type of, I don't know, some standard center, some standard, decent, solid center in return for DeAndre Ayton, right? Frank Vogel is a coach that to me can get you most definitely from point B to point C. He can definitely improve your team. He's definitely one of the better coaches, but he's not an elite coach. He did win a championship with the Lakers. But that team probably was the most identifiable Frank Vogel team. Defensive minded. That particular team was dominated by its bigs. Anthony Davis was the clear number one option on that team. They had length and size down low. That was probably the most standard Frank Vogel team in the last 5 years with the Lakers. But starting in that offseason, a certain old man from Akron started getting too involved in changing the complexity of the team to what he thought it should be. And then all of a sudden, that plus injuries, plus the addition of Russell Westbrook just screwed that team up. But we would all know that if it's not going to be Russell Westbrook taking the blame, it's going to be Frank Vogel, which happened. So he got fired. So I look at it like this. They're going to definitely make some roster adjustments. They're going to trade Chris Paul. I think they're going to try their best to shore the bench up. Kevin Durant's at a stage of his career where he cannot do what he did in Brooklyn. He can't do what he did with the Warriors and definitely with the Thunder. I don't think he can consistently carry a team night in and night out. He can put up the numbers still, like a LeBron James. But he's not as impactful as he once was. He needs a better team around him. And, they're going to need to shore up their bench. They're going to need some more offensive players. But they need some pieces. They need some defensive pieces. They need some 3-and-D guys. They definitely need, in my opinion, just a defensive center. They don't even need a guy that can score. It would help if it's a guy that can score, but if it's a guy that can just simply, rebound, score inside, block some shots. Hell, I would even look at maybe making a trade for James Wiseman. Send DeAndre Ayton ass to Detroit, get Wiseman. He's not a bad center. I wish people would stop, bad-mouthing this guy, man. The Golden State Warriors just had no interest in developing him because everything was centric around Steph Curry. So Steve Kerr and them weren't interested in developing him. But I could see him going to Phoenix and maybe, he's still young. He can split time with a veteran center. Ultimately, developing him. And, I think he has the intangibles to be a good center. A Hall of Famer? No. An all-star level center? Maybe at his best. But I think he has potential. And playing for a contender could probably, reinvigorate him even more. So that's a move I would consider thinking about doing. Send fucking DeAndre Ayton, who only seems interested in playing video games, send him to Detroit where you have all the time playing video games. And get a guy like Wiseman over there. But anyway, that's just my take on this. I think Frank Vogel will do all right. The guy's won a championship. He's not a terrible coach. It just occurred to me. I just forgot. The Detroit Pistons just hired Monty Williams as their head coach, right? So the trade for James Wiseman, that puts DeAndre Ayton right back under the clutches of Coach Williams. That's what you get. You lazy bum. Yeah, that's the punishment they should get that motherfucker. Trade his ass to Detroit. So he got to deal with Monty Williams again. So Monty Williams can ruin his fucking career. Don't play that nigga no minutes. Then you have all the time in the world to do your gaming, nigga.